let's see, hyponatremia. Well, it probably is the most common cause of electrolyte disorder. It is the most common electrolyte disorder. And essentially, when it says hypoosmolar state, it is essentially every time you see hyponatremia, that means a low serum osmolality. Because serum osmolality is so tightly regulated to sodium, it's basically serum osmolality is basically equal 2 times the sodium plus 10. So that is basic. That's the basic. See, serum osmolality is basically equal 2 times the sodium plus 10. Every time you see hyponatremia, pretty much hypoosmolar. Now, the slide here will say, with the exception of hyperglycemia, rare, like non-ketotic hyperosmolar coma. But every other time, low serum sodium means low osmolality. Now, when you have a low osmolality, okay, it can happen from SIDH. It can happen here from replacement with hypotonic fluids. But hypotonic fluid replacement is like this. Little old lady on a diuretic goes to the bathroom, she urinates out a little salt and a lot of water. She urinates out a little salt and a lot of water. But what does she replace with? Free water. Guy goes to the bathroom, he's got diarrhea. He poops out a little salt and more water, a little salt and more water. But what does he replace with? Does he replace with normal saline? No. What shall his humility be then? Why? Free water replacement. Oh, sodium from the skin. You're out there sweating. You sweat out a little salt and a lot of water, but what are you replacing with? Why? What shall his sufferance be? Why? Free water replacement. Ah, I see. If a Jew wrong a Christian, what shall his humility be? Why? Revenge. Therefore, by Christian example, what shall his humility be? Why? Revenge. So the thing is here, if you urinate a little sodium and a lot of water, what do you replace it with? Why? Hypotonic fluid. No, you replace it with free water. You're not drinking normal saline. Skin loss, urine loss, poo-poo loss, skin loss, urine loss, poo-poo loss. You urinate out, poop out, and sweat out a little salt and a lot of water, and you replace with free water. And you drive the sodium down. Now, I am really not crazy about the concept of you memorizing specific numbers like sodium levels. I'm not crazy about that because truth is, it's not the sodium level, it's how fast you got there. If I bring you up to a height of 18,000 feet in the mountains, you will feel short of breath, lightheaded, and you'll pass out. But if I bring you up by 1,000 feet a day and give you time to acclimate, you'll be fine up there. It's not so much the altitude as how rapidly did you ascend. Now, the same here to some degree is true of sodium. It's not so much the absolute number, but how rapidly did you descend? How rapidly did you get down there? If you got down there really fast, if I brought your sodium right down now over the next hour to sodium of 120, you'll see us. If I bring you down a point today, a point tomorrow, a point the next day, you'll get to 120, you won't even feel it. So the sodium level is not just the number, it's how fast did we get there? How fast did we get there? Now the reason that you get cerebral edema, see this cerebral edema? The reason that you get cerebral edema is because here is, we put in a cell. And most of the sodium is inside the cell. If you bring the sodium level down, outside the cell rapidly, what ends up happening is free water will go into that cell very, very rapidly. Free water will end up going into that cell very, very rapidly when you drop the serum sodium level. You will get cerebral edema because you'll have a rapid shift of fluid into the brain cells. Cerebral edema results altered mental status, confusion, obtundation, seizures, altered mental status, confusion, obtundation, seizures. Any sodium problems gives you problems with the CNS. Instead of high sodium with a CNS or low sodium with a CNS, both. High sodium CNS, low sodium CNS. Do you get arrhythmias from sodium problems? No. You get arrhythmias from potassium problems. Hyperkalemic gives you cardiac problems, and hypokalemic gives you cardiac problems. Sodium problems gives you CNS. Now, seizures are the main things that happen with sodium problems, and when you do it slowly, you feel nothing. But when you bring the sodium level up too rapidly, it melts your pons. It melts your pons. So that's why when you're going to bring it up, you've got to get it up slow, slow, slow. Or you get a CNS problem. Oh, sodium CNS. Oh. And that is the end of our posterior.